Welcome to the 3D Shapes from 2D Nets activity. In this activity, you will be using colored construction paper, a ruler, tape, scissors, glue stick, pencil sharpener, and eraser. In this activity, we're going to learn how to make 3D shapes from 2D shapes. We're going to make flat patterns that are 2D shapes and also called nets, and these will fold into 3D patterns or 3D shapes. The first flat pattern we're going to create will fold into what is called a cube. And in order to create this cube, we need to draw a flat pattern. So we're going to start with our ruler here, and we're going to draw a pattern. The pattern is going to start with squares. So we're going to choose squares that have sides that are 2 inches in length. So I'm going to draw the first square here. So we have one side will be 2 inches and all sides will be 2 inches. So let me go ahead and draw that. 2 inches, another 2 inches here, and lastly 2 inches. So we have our first square, and we're going to draw out a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, and these will be used for our flat pattern or 2D net for the prism cube. Okay, let me draw the rest of this pattern. So we have another square connecting here with, again, the 2-inch sides, 2-inch sides. So let's go ahead and get that going there. All sides are equal in a square, so all sides are going to be 2 inches. So we have 1, 2. We need a third one here. Okay, so then close off this square here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we're going to start drawing the sides of the pattern. So again, this will be squares. So we have 2 inches here. 2 inches here, and 2 inches here. We also have another square on this side. So we have 5 of our squares. We just need one more square. Last square goes here. So, almost there. All right. And with this, we have our flat pattern that will turn into a cube. So what we're going to do next is we're going to cut on the outside outline of this flat pattern. And there you have it. We cut on the outline of the flat pattern, not across the lines. And there is a reason for that. So now we're going to start folding our flat pattern. So we're going to use this ruler, and we're going to put it over the lines that we can use as guides to fold. So we'll start folding. Okay, so we'll use the ruler to start folding. Okay, and fold, and then fold. So we're gonna make these folds so that there is a crease and we can make our final object easier. Okay, so there we have it. We have the flat pattern can now fold. So let's go ahead and start folding these side squares. Okay, and then fold these sides and the top. Okay, so as you can see, this will start creating our 3D shape, which is the cube, and we're gonna add some tape to make sure that this stays together. So using the tape, we're gonna put these squares together. Now, on this 3D shape, each one of these pieces is going to be called a face. So, I'm going to start taping these faces together. So that's the first face, and 2 more faces to close. So we have this face. Okay. And try to make this as neat as possible. Okay. All right. And there you have it. We have a cube, which is a 3D version of a square. The next flat pattern we will create is going to be for a rectangular prism, which is a 3D version of a rectangle. So for this one, I'm going to do this a little bit different. We're going to start by creating triangles. So we have a triangle here that will be, let's see, 3 inches on one length, and then we'll have 1 inch on this side, and then 3 inches on this side, and then if we close that, all right, so we have this. So we're going to create 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles, and then we're going to create 1 and 2 squares on the sides. All right, so we have our 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles. So let's go ahead and create these squares. So these squares, I am going to make them 1 inch all around equal sides. All right, so we have the squares. There you have it. So we have our flat pattern, and we're going to again cut only on the outline of this flat pattern. And there we go. We have the flat pattern for the rectangular prism, and again we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles, and on these sides we have 2 smaller squares. So we can use again the ruler for folding this flat pattern. So let's go ahead and start making our folds. So we have here a fold here, 1 more fold here, and then we'll fold the rest here. So we have this fold, this fold, and the last fold. So now it'll be easier to fold our 2D flat pattern. So if we start folding this, and there we go, a rectangular prism. And I'm going to just tape the faces together. Here we have our two final 3D shapes. So we have what is called a cube here. So this is a cube. And what we have here is a rectangular prism. So we have a rectangular prism. Okay, so a few things to notice when it comes to these 3D shapes. We do want to understand some of the attributes of these shapes. So in the case of the cube, we have what are called faces, or these flat surfaces. So on the cube, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 flat surfaces. Okay, so we have that. The next one is edges. So wherever there is a face that meets another face, that is called an edge. Okay, and then lastly we have what are called vertices, and that is another term for corners. So each one of these corners are considered vertices. One more concept to understand is that when these shapes were a 2D flat pattern, they didn't take up any space in terms of 3D. They only take up space in the 2D space. And the pattern in 2D space can only take up what is considered area. Once you convert that 2D pattern into a 3D pattern, then you are taking up what is called volume. So the cube and the rectangular prism are now taking up volume.